We have got a surprise for Martin. He's going to get to drive his very own.
Ah, the handle fell off. A bit like a flabby willy, I suppose. Everything's so wonky. Doesn't matter though, does it? Doesn't matter, it's a f***ing Monday! What day are we today? It is a Monday. I've just come back from a festival, Wilderness. It doesn't matter. Let's crack on. I've got a friend coming over. Well, I've got two good friends coming over. One is just set up a wonderful new business and it's going to be part of this, so it's going to be fun. Second one is vegan. It's not his fault. Gorgeous Rob, he's coming over, and my friend Bill, and I was like, I'll cook some food and then we can splice it together, make a wonderful video, let's do it. So I'm going to show you how to do a smorgasbord, one of my easiest favourite things with limited ingredients. Whiteboard, come here. One day, I'll have an assistant. So one thing that's mad, isn't it? I sometimes watch behind the scenes of YouTube channels and they're like, I'd like to thank my team. They're like, a team? What? What's a team? The only person I've got to thank is Francis, editor extraordinaire, and myself for turning up. And my wife for being ever so supportive and wonderful and beautiful. Happy wife, happy life. So we're going to do a schmorgs. We've already done a smorgasbord video before, but this one's going to be something you can pull together relatively quickly because I've only got an hour and 10 minutes. So if this is more chaotic than usual, that is why. We're going to do hummus. We're going to do some fritters, and then we're going to do aubergine dip, and then we're going to do crisps. What did I buy? I can't remember what I bought. We're going to do a couple of things, balancing those flavours. How do you impart flavour into very simple things? So first things first, hummus. Bold bean co, they're absolutely amazing. Let's turn this one on so you can, so Francis has something else to edit to, apart from my face. So these here, you can do hummus in plenty of different ways. If you want to do it from scratch, go on, you do it. It takes bloody ages. Oh, what are you doing here? So if you let them simmer away, then what will happen is it will soften down, and then it's easier to get a nice, super smooth. If you want it rough, hey, fucking keep it rough. If you want it smooth, do this. So over here, phase two, I bought these potatoes. I genuinely couldn't tell you what they are. It says potatoes. So what you want for a chip is a nice floury potato. So King Edward's, what was the other one? Maris Pipers, the red ones. You don't want a waxy one, no, senor. Because waxy potatoes have, is it more sugar in them? So therefore they go a little bit weird. Well, when was the last time I cleaned this? Latitude. Right, so all you need to do, flat hand. Just keep a flat hand and just roll it back and forward. When you get to a bit where you feel like I'm gonna cut yourself, slow down. And then this will give you your wonderful little thin chippy whippy doodles. Chickpeas, lovely. Just let them tickle away, like that. As I said, they're already cooked. You just want to soften them down just a touch. Potatoes are going to go into here, and they're going to go into some very cold water. Right, I'm going to show you what potatoes look like in water. That's what potatoes look like in water, right? Just leave them. Give them a little mush about, and you want to wash off all of that starchiness. The starchiness is like the starch. What is starch? Fuck, I wish I knew the answer to these things. Potato starch, extruded starch, when the starch turns to a light powdery flour consistency. Once it's dried out, what the fuck is starch? But basically just wash it off because you get a nice crispy spud, and that's what you want. Right, next step, what have I got in my bag? Oh yes, I was gonna make flatbreads, but then I went in there, and I am from Walthamstow, and these Turkish flatbread. Look at those, they look special, don't they? What I'll do is I'll take them out of the packaging before they arrive. So I've just been baking all day. Herbs, because I love herbs. Dukkha. That's what we'll do with the hummus. I bought the weirdest aubergines that were humanly possible. Look at them. They look like your ball bag after a festival. And I've got 1 courgette and 2 carrots. Well done me. What we're gonna do, first things first, is we're gonna make the fritters, and then I'm gonna go out and burn those. Should I grate or something? I'll do half. Let's do half grated. So these fritters are gonna be vegetable, and then it's gonna be the base, which will be flavors, which will be like whatever you want. You wanna put some curry powder in there, cumin, coriander, all that kind of jazz. The flavor, that's your flavor town. And then the binding. So you could do something like rice flour if you want, but these are gonna go down sort of like a bit of a fritter pakora kind of way. So we're gonna use gram flour. So think of it as your 3 components: bind, bulk, and flavor. Spice. I just want to create some little thin strips, like koras and all that kind of stuff. They're quite nice when they've got little like weird bits hanging out. Right, into this, your favourite herb, coriander. That is a measly bunch, isn't it? Roots and all. So this kind of cut, I suppose you could call it a chiffonade if you want, where you kind of like fold everything up, roll it over nice and tight, and then you just run your knife over it, which is really nice fine shreds. Chiffonade. It's nice, isn't it? Rolls off the tongue, that. Chiffonade. Coriander goes in, everyone's going to be like, it's going to taste of fucking anus. All right, well. I don't know the last time you licked an anus, but last week. Right, flavour. Okay, so I've got some flavours here. So I've got some ground cumin. It's the other thing with these kind of things, well, everyone goes quite light on spice. This can take quite a bit of spice because you think all the veggies are quite bland. Yeah. Garam masala. This is from M&S. What an absolute posh toff. Wilderness, I tell you what, I've never been anywhere so posh in my life. I was walking around, I said to my missus, it felt like, you know, Saltburn. You know, when they have their like hedonistic, weird, wild parties, and it's the kind of place you can kind of like lock yourself away and just get a bit fruity. It felt like that. Right, this phase, you know me, I love my smoky salt. This is the Cornish stuff, obviously. So courgette, onions, carrots, they do have a little bit of mustard in there. So what will happen is it will suck a little bit of that moisture out and create your own little bit of filthy lube. Let's put I don't want turmeric. Do I want turmeric? Yeah, let's put a little bit in there. Turmeric. Sprinkle my dinkle. Oh, it's delicious. Gram flour, chickpea flour, quite spicy. Fucking woohoo! It's alright if it looks a little bit dry here because the water's going to come out the veggies, and you can always add a little bit more water to sort of bind it all. Only needs a little bit. I'm going to leave that to one side for a little bit just to wait for that moisture to come out, and then we'll come back. Let's go turn the barbecue on and burn those, and then we'll come back. Okay, so while I was outside doing the old auberginos, I was thinking of dukkha. If you don't know what dukkha is dukkha. Should I put this one on just for now? Dukkha is a wonderful little Egyptian-y, nutty spice crumb. These have already peeled and blanched hazelnuts. Hazelnuts, as Bobby did, is the traditional. If you want to do it with oven nut, do it with an oven nut. I'm going to pop these in the oven. Now, with nuts, the oven's obviously 180 because that's the temperature that everything cooks at. 180, put a timer on. Don't be a champion because nuts, sometimes you don't really smell them until they're fucking burnt. So put a timer on every 5 minutes and then you can check them. I once did a whole tray of pine nuts in a restaurant, emptied out a whole thing, big massive tray, put them in there, chop, chat, blah, blah, blah. 20 minutes later, open up the oven, big black smoke, everything's burnt, you've just fucking wasted a load of money. Hazelnuts, just gonna toast them a little bit, then I'm gonna put a couple of sesame seeds in, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, you put whatever you want, mix it through and it's a wonderful little crumb. All right, right, so here is the aubergine. As you can see, she's been blackened into and within, what's the word? Within an inch of its life. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna pop them in here and just gonna let them steam a little bit. By burning the aubergine, I did it with a couple of, what wood was it? So more of this, the old love logs. So this I used apple, so it's kind of like smoked and burnt with some apple wood. It's gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna toast some spice. The next thing I was gonna do, get my blender for my hummus. Right, let's check the hazelnuts. There we go, perfect. Just this, they start to sort of like just toast a little bit, add that little extra element of flavour. Hummus, look at these, you see it? All of this liquid is almost evaporated, so get that all in. Let this run. Tahini. Garlic. Stop you for a minute. If you think about hummus, right, it is one of those ones that you have to balance. Otherwise, everything can go completely wrong. But you can add whatever you want into it. So I've just put some garlic in there. Now you think of chickpeas, what flavour are they? Not a lot, maybe salty because we left the lube in there, the old aquafarbonation. As soon as you put some tahini through that, what is tahini? Bitter. Normally it's about 2 very generous tablespoons, it's like 1 jar of chickpeas, but you can always add. And now the profiles of this, it's obviously going to be quite savoury. There's going to be no sweetness needed for this because what's going to happen, we're going to balance everything with salt, bitter and a bit of sour. So the sour is going to come from the lemon, a bit of aromat from toasted cumin seeds, and then, I've seen it done quite a lot of places, ice cube. I think it helps to add some kind of like velvety goodness. Just chuck 1 or 2 in there. Let it waz. Oh, stop again. Right, olive oil. Your olive oil is going to be bitter. So, normally you need quite a lot because you want it to go nice and glossy, emulsify and be wonderful. What haven't we added? Salt. Wonder why? Because there's aquafarbonation in there, which is salty. Let this keep going. Right, I'm not going to use the lemon peel in this. I'm going to use that for the aubergine. Right, so squeeze a lemon in there. Jesus, how many pips? Always needs about 1. Normally 1.5, which is annoying because then you've got another half a lemon kicking about. But that's okay. We'll use it for the aubergine. Right, have a taste. See what you think. Look at the consistency. Oh, needs more lemon. A little pinch of salt. Almost feels a little bit flat. Right, I'm gonna let this go for another couple of minutes, but look how smooth and creamy that's gone. Once you've got a wonderful base that you enjoy, you know and love, then you can add loads of cool things to the top of it. You go there, we're gonna tackle the aubergine. Right, so to start off with, get rid of this lemon peel because we want to use that. Take a little bit of garlic. With garlic, if it's whole like this, it will just dissipate some flavour, so it's good for roasting and things like that. If you do it really fine, like you microplaned it, then it will be really, really intense. And if you slice it thin, then you can have a nice little bit of flavour, which is just going to dissipate throughout. Dissipate, God. Mark, go on, say dissipate one more time. Dissipate. So with the aubergine, basically just flick off this outer skin that you've burnt. And leave a little bit of the burnt skin on, because that's quite a bit of flavour there as well. Chop it up roughly. So lovely flavour. Again, talk to yourself while you're doing it. What have you got in there? You've got a bit of freshness from the lemon, no acidity as yet. Got a beautiful deep smoky flavour, nice bit of olive oil, and then you need to hit it with a little bit of freshness because aubergine can be a bit like a flabby willy, I suppose. You just want to like lift that, a little bit of lemon juice, lovely jubbly. Nice pinch of salt, fresh parsley. And goes in, lovely jubbly. Then what I'm going to do is going to let that sit for a bit because you think the garlic is just going to get slightly warmed by that aubergine and release a bit of goodness. So put that there, we have a little clean down, then we'll start cooking the rest of the things and we'll be done. Way! So I've got some coriander seeds in, oh shit. So I'm going to do a very rough dukkha. Got my hazelnuts there, I've got some coriander seeds, I've got the leftover cumin. Mate, you just do what you want. I've got a bit of cinnamon, so that's going to happen. This tea towel is clean. I washed it, I just couldn't get it out. If anyone's got any cleaning tips for white tea towels, come find me. So these have been washed. I actually don't have a clue how these are going to turn out. You want these to be dry. Why do you want them to be dry? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, 1, 2, 3, science. Water and oil don't mix. So pat these nice and dry as possible. That's dry. It's clean oil. Ooh. Okay, I've just tried it and I've been stitched up. So these are waxy potatoes and I just tried it and they're absolutely disgusting. But obviously I'm not going to throw it all away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deep fry them all as I would because they didn't go crispy, they just went soft. And then I'm going to make sort of like a bit of like a salad with it. I just have to do that. So I'm just going to chuck them all in the fryer. I'm not going to go crispy, I just want them to get cooked a little bit. That's what cooking's all about. If things don't work out, make something different. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred down some onions and then kind of like make like a tortilla mix but without the egg and make it just like a nice sort of potatoey salady thing. What's the word? What does my old chef say? Everything is salvageable. Sort of. So sort of caramelise these a little bit. Right, you can have the expensive oil. Gently fry this. Right, so while that's frying, let's finish this dukkha. So into here goes the coriander seeds. Give those a little punch down. Remove, back into the pan. Hazelnuts. You can have this rustic, like really chunky, or you can kind of make it a bit thinner if you want. Into the pan. Then what I really like, quite an Egyptian spice, is cinnamon. So just a little sprinkle madinkle. Obviously, a nice bit of salt. And that, man, so good over anything. Like over your hummus, over something else. Keeps great. Everything's dry in there. Perfect to just go on the side. Gosh, I made an absolute mess. It's kind of really thrown me being rubbish at something. Onions are softening down very slowly. Garlic goes in. Potatoes, I just don't know what's going on really. Bit of parsley. Parsley goes into a big bowl. It's definitely going to need some smoky paps. Ah, the handle fell off. Onions are cooking. Bit of salt, just a little bit. Potatoes go in. Half cooked onions. It's going to be delicious. A little splash of vinegar. Oh, salvaged, I reckon. Yes. Right, I'm going to stop here, have a proper clean down, and then we just need to fry the pakoras and we're done. Easy, isn't it? Okay, look at these. Look at them. Ooh, yeah. Here, I've just started the process of chopping up some tomatoes. Then I was like, what do I do to it? I've got a bit of tahini here. Ooh, spicy. But also acidic. So I'm just going to scatter some of that over the top. A little bit of rapeseed oil. Right, so let's talk you through it. I feel like I haven't done a lot, but there's a lot here. So this is the weird potato salad, which is actually, as it's cooled down, I'm just taking it into that amazing sort of smoky, that's a kind of like tortilla. It's actually all right, it's salvage, isn't it? The hummus is absolutely amazing. You've got your dukkha, a super easy win. You've got your aubergine here. Served with some flatbreads. You've got these. Now you could do another little dip with those if you really wanted to. If you want to do like a yogurty something or other, fantastic, but I can't be fucked. And then that just looks beautiful, doesn't it? So there you go. That is a vegan feast done in 1 hour. What a laugh. The boys will be here in a bit. I'm gonna have a quick tidy down and then we'll get stuck in. This is Bill. Say hi, Bill.
Hey!
And Bill has brought his new business concept, which is called
VR Racer.
VR Racer. And look, we'll show you. Look, this is the rig that you can sit in. Hang on, let's sit in here. Oh! And then you put the goggles on. Wham! And then you put the goggles on. Bill, you explain, and I'll bring the food round.
We've got the VR headsets, race away, direct drive steering wheels, the pedals, the lot. And even better, we have got a surprise for Martin. He's going to get to drive his very own Formula VR Le Gomme Chef car.
So yeah, it's really exciting. Bill's new business. We'll put all the links and everything that you need to go and follow, all TikTok, Instagram, all of that kind of jazz. We'll be popping up in bars and clubs near you.
Bars, entertainments.
And if you want to book, then just speak to Bill. We can sort it all out.
VR Racer.
We're going to go play some games, check out the game footage. Enjoy. Bye, love you.
See you.